Welcome to another episode of Ask MA the podcast. If you want to be part of the show, let's say you have some stories, questions, or if you need some advice, send me a message on my social media accounts on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter at MABuendiaHD, and I will give you a call. All right, guys, so we have a guest on the line. He is Jid, 20 years old from Antipolo. Hello, Jid. Welcome to the show, and how may I help you?
Hi, May. Thank you for having me as your guest. So, ayun, I have a question. Kasi I have a problem with my family kung parang feeling ko hindi ako enough bilang anak. Though I'm working, I'm contributing with uh, expenses sa
Mm-hmm.
bahay like water bill,
Mm-hmm.
electricity bill. Pero sometimes parang feeling ko hindi pa rin ako enough. Kasi there are times na parang na I mean, hindi lang minsan, madalas nasisilip pa rin yung mali or parang kulang sa'yo. Bakit parang, yung feeling of reward dun
Mm-hmm.
sa mga nagagawa mong tama, parang wala. Mostly, ang nakikita sa'yo, yung mali mo.
Okay. So the
Feeling
the
mo,
problem is parang feeling mo hindi ka na-recognize yung mga efforts mo
mm,
or okay.
mm,
Can I ask, I mean, how do you have siblings or pang ilan ka ba sa
hmm. Okay, so, pangalawa ako sa panganay and
okay.
we are four siblings.
Mm, okay.
Mm. Tapos, ang part kasi dito rin, ang story is, ako lang yung unang-unang nakatapos
Mm,
sa'ming magkakapatid.
okay.
Tapos yung kuya ko, nag-4th year siya ng college pero just because of one subject hindi niya pinagpatuloy or hindi siya nagpursige na makapagtapos
Oo.
sa pag-aaral niya in college. Tapos yun, parang all of the responsibilities napunta sa akin and feeling ko parang ang bigat-bigat, alam mo yun. And
Mm,
kahit kinakaya mo naman, you're pushing yourself to your limits, tapos feeling mo ginagawa mo naman lahat.
mhm. Okay.
Bakit
Paano mo
parang
nafi-feel
hindi
na
enough?
parang feeling mo hindi ka na-recognize? Kasi I mean, by the way, are you guys still living together? I mean, nandiyan pa rin yung kuya mo, kasama niyo pa rin siya? Okay.
Kasama namin siya.
Is he working as well or
Yes, nagwo-work siya pero sa government.
okay. And you, after you graduated, I mean, nagwo-work ka na ba ngayon?
Mhm, mm.
Okay. Actually, you're not alone, Jed. Kasi alam mo, maraming nakaka-feel niyan. Ako, when I graduated then in 2010, naramdaman ko yung pressure kasi that was the year
Mm,
na naghiwalay yung parents ko. So, I mean, the responsibility, since ako pa yung eldest, so I really had to work in a call center. So, for 3 years, I've been taking calls. So, it's really a struggle na, to make both ends meet. And considering kahit pa inisip nila malaki yung sweldo sa call center, it's really kulang. Especially if you're gonna be the breadwinner or you're gonna be paying a lot of, or bills or mga responsibilities. And what I'm saying is that hindi lang ikaw yung nandyan sa situation na yan. But maybe you're just being too hard on yourself. Kasi I mean, let's admit it, you cannot really do everything by yourself. Um, and is there any blatant instances or meron ba talagang parang actions towards you na nararamdaman mo na talagang hindi ka nila na-appreciate or may gano'n? May mga gano'n bang confrontations in the house or it's just you overthinking or parang nafi-feel mo lang?
hmm. Kasi, siyempre bilang bilang isang ano na nakakapag-work na,
Mhm.
parang gusto mo rin mag-unwind sometimes,
Yeah.
'di ba? Pero parang nasisilip yon na tinitingnan na
Okay.
parang you're not doing good or
Mhm.
parang 'di mo ba naiisip yung family, bakit nagagawa mo pa ganyan-ganyan. Eh, 'di ba 'pag
Yeah.
nagwo-work naman tayo, dumadating tayo sa points na sobrang we're drained, we're so exhausted sa workload,
I
sa
agree, yeah.
'di ba?
Importante naman na i-reward mo rin yung sarili mo, especially if you're the one, hustling or doing the job. Um, Yeah, that's kinda unfair 'no? I mean, maraming minsan nakakahinanakit, na parang feeling mo konting gimmick lang or I mean, I'm sure naman na you're being responsible. I mean, not really abusing it na parang wala nang tinitira sa kanila. Pero I get your point na parang that's how you feel and it's valid. Have you talked to them about it or have you tried to probably one of your brothers or sisters? I mean, parang meron ka bang nahihinga ng sama ng loob? Kasi that's important din eh. Maybe you have some friends who know about it or someone in
Mm.
the house, defending you.
Mhm. Sometimes yung mom ko yung parang nagde-defend sa side ko na
Mm,
I mean siguro nakikita niya yung efforts ko pero not so vocal lang siguro na sinasabi na, "Anak, thank you,"
yeah,
ganyan-ganyan sa
mm,
pagtulong mo sa family or what, ganyan. Pero
yeah,
at times nakikita ko naman na sila yung nag-a-argue ng father ko.
yeah. You know what, feeling ko nasa
Kasi
parang Filipino family culture 'yan, na parang hindi tayo gano'n vocal when it comes to appreciating, our family members. Kasi akin kahit sa'min din naman 'yun, hindi gano'n yung, like parang yung nangyayari sa teleserye na parang, "Anak, salamat." May mga gano'ng speech or may mga gano'ng lines. Pero
mm,
you just
mm,
know kasi 'di ba parang medyo corny 'di ba, na parang ang drama naman nito. Pero
mm,
sometimes you feel
mm,
na parang when they are not satisfied with what you give or yung parang feeling mo kulang yung or pinapamukha nila sa'yo na parang you're being, pabigat or you're being, parang tamad, 'pag gano'n. Yun yung mas na-amplify, yung mga gano'ng negative
mm,
emotions. Pero yung positive, although sabihin nila na deep inside they appreciate you or they love you or nakikita nila yung mga efforts mo, pero hindi ka kasi siya nave-verbalize, which is,
mm,
importante. Um, yes, okay.
mm.
How do you cope with it?
Mostly nagve-vent out na lang ako sa best friend ko.
Yeah,
Siyempre online, you
mm,
cannot have someone,
yeah,
lalo na ngayong quarantine, ayun, most of the time, call or video call.
yeah,
Dun ako nagkukuwento kung ano yung nangyayari.
I know.
Then afterwards, parang pagka nakapagsabi na ako kung ano yung mga
Mm.
nangyayari sa bahay, scenario, ganun, um, nagiging okey na rin.
Yeah. Kasi ano, feeling ko habang tumatagal na 'yan mas magiging ano na 'yan, ano ba 'to, kasi ganyan din yung na-experience ko before, parang feeling ko nandun yung pressure and then parang you all have to do the work all by yourself. Pero eventually kasi kapag, may mga nag-aaral ka pa bang kapatid or may mga sinu-support ka ba sa studies or anything like that? Or
Yung dalawang
okay,
kasunod ko na brother.
I see, I see. Kaya kasi gano'n din yung situation ko before. So parang when I was able to help two of my sisters to graduate and eventually they were able to find a job and work and help with the family. I
Mhm,
mean, mas naging malaya ako when it comes to my own spending or when it comes to my own income. Hindi na ganun
mm,
yung parang kailangan kong uh, i-exert na I mean na effort, and then when it comes to the budgeting mas meron ka ng kahati or mas
mm,
mas naging maayos yung allocation sa bahay when it comes to yung mga bills and yung mga responsibilities. And you know, feeling ko part siya ng ano, magiging mas mature ka sa ganyang situation. Kasi ganun yung nangyari sa akin eh. Mas naging wise ako when it comes to spending my money, and of course iba yung
mm,
value sa akin. Kahit pa before, I was like saving, and of course masyado akong matipid. Parang pinagkakantsawan ako ng dati nun sa team namin kasi right after our shift sa call center, usually we go to, I mean, they go to a bar or may mga inuman dun sa amin, and sometimes I join, pero hindi ako yung parang nag-aambag talaga kasi I don't really drink that time. Wala akong mga bisyo-bisyo kasi iniisip ko nga parang sayang, and then when I started earning my own money na, parang hindi ko siya kayang ibibili ko ng drinks or ng whatever. So, and then habang tumatagal na, okay, may naka-graduate na yung isa. So, nagwo-work, dalawa na kami nagwo-work, ganito. And then siyempre yung lifestyle mo 'di ba, habang tumataas yung income, tumataas din yung lifestyle. Kasi feeling ko you're just being pressured because you're first of all, you're young and you're just starting in the corporate world or in the business or in this, industry
Mhm.
that you're in. So, I mean, at first talaga medyo tight lahat. So, I mean, pag gumimik ka talaga or pag, for example, may binili kang ganitong gadget or whatever, hindi siya yung parang kurot lang dun sa salary mo. So, a big chunk of your salary will be sacrificed, or I mean, if you have something na para mas importante na pinaplano mo, medyo mapuput on hold nga talaga yon. So, what I can suggest is probably just do something. Make sure that you don't forget yourself. It's okay that you're giving to your family. I mean, whatever the best way that you can. I mean, but you do not forget, you know, giving back, or I mean, rewarding yourself. Kasi whenever
Mhm.
you do something for yourself, or probably may meron kang na-achieve, may napag-ipunan ka, may nabili ka, and then you have another reason to work harder. Kasi alam mo yon, alam mo na na alam mo yun, may napupuntahan
Mm.
yung pinagpapaguran mo. So, and then after that, I mean, siguro a few years from now or few months from now, eventually things will get easier. I mean, sometimes kasi yung mga ganitong problems natin with the family, it's not gonna stay that long. I mean, there's always a way out of it. I mean, it depends on how you look at the situation, and siguro yung understanding na lang na parang okay, this is the situation that we are in. I cannot really demand so much from these people, and these people cannot demand so much from me as well. I'm not sure kung paano yung dynamic ng family ninyo, pero like sa amin, we don't really talk about issues na gano'n unless it's very serious. Pero pag mga ganyan, we just let it slide, and then we deal with it as a family kapag meron talaga. Pero I mean, nandun yung teamwork namin. Alam namin na uh, we're solid. I mean, ganun siya. Yung issue mo ngayon, you're just young, and then few years from now, you're just gonna be laughing at the struggles that you've been that you've experienced, kasi may kita mo na parang you've learned a lot, and you've become a stronger person, mas wiser.
Mhm.
Kasi yun nga. Sino yung pinaka-close mo sa bahay?
Pinaka-close ko sa bahay is yung kasunod kong brother.
Yeah.
So, yung pang-third.
Yeah. So, ibig sabihin nun, nakikita niya yung effort mo kasi, di ba, you're helping him with his studies. I remember before yung pag ganyan, iba yung feeling na nakakatulong ka. I mean, it's not your responsibility na talagang ikaw yung magpaaral or anything na like that. Pero, I mean, you're doing it because you love them. Okay? Hindi siya yung parang you're expecting
Mhm.
something in return, or you're expecting a recognition, or alam mo yun. Pero, hindi ka naman, I mean, other people kasi nararamdaman talaga nila na parang they are outside, they're outcasts inside their own homes. And then,
Mhm.
as long as parang hindi mo nararanasan yun, or hindi ka talagang parang ginagamit lang, or parang ang trato sa'yo parang, alam mo yun, parang kang ATM machine, um, feeling ko, I mean, okay pa yan. And then, what you're feeling right now, it's valid. And you're young, kaya nandun yung pressure. Especially for you guys, this generation, yung
Mhm.
iba nga college pa lang ang dami ng plans, na ang dami ng insecurities, ang daming mga kung ano-anong overthink, and then ang daming demand. Alam mo yon. I remember before may mga fresh grads na pumapasok sa amin, parang they want this salary na agad. Alam mo yon, yung parang you really have to grow, and you really have to start small. So ngayon, medyo na feeling mo nahihirapan ka, eventually it will get easier as long as you don't give up, or as long as you don't really um parang ikaw mismo yung nagpapahirap sa sarili mo. Kasi sometimes you are your own poison. You're the one putting those ideas in your head na parang, oh, I'm not enough, I'm not giving enough, or I'm
Mhm.
not being appreciated. Sometimes it's just in your head, no?
Mhm.
Pero what we can do, we communicate, we talk, and then you express yourself. When you give something, kailangan ganito, you have to be very um ano ba 'to, parang kasi it's your responsibility din, na makita mo na okay sila. Especially yung brother mo na close kayo, 'di ba? Make sure na parang check yung status niya, nag-aaral ba siya, okay ba na ganito.
mm, mm,
Kailangan mas maging open siya sa'yo kasi, I mean, siya yung parang ally mo diyan in the house. And aminin ko, I mean, 'pag grumaduate na 'yan, once makita mo na parang kasama ka sa graduation ceremony, I mean, medyo emotional yung gano'ng moment and, iba yung ano,
mm, mm,
iba yung magiging parang gratitude nun. So, I mean, do not ever feel small. Siguro yung mga after few years nga, ayun. Kasi depende siya sa situation, eh. I mean, parang how I handled it, it doesn't mean na parang ganito. Parang what worked for me may not work for you. Okay. So ako kasi that's how I
mm,
deal with things. I try to become rational and set my emotion aside. So parang if I have to do something, parang tinitake out ko muna yung kung ano yung parang nafe-feel ko and then parang I just focus on the goal. Na parang ang goal ko, okay, kailangan by this year graduate na 'to and then this year ganito mabili ko yung project niya ganyan and whatever and then that's it. Parang gano'n siya. And then I make sure na kapag if I have, a plan to go out with my friends or with my colleagues, hindi naman sila nag-o-oppose kasi I make sure na parang it's really something na hindi hindi ako gano'n ka-extravagant and then hindi gano'n yung alam ko na pinag-ipunan ko yun and I really deserve it, Feeling ko depende rin yun
mm.
sa how you show it to them na parang gano'n. What's the most expensive thing that you have purchased for yourself?
Actually kasi I think yung pinaka-expensive na binili ko ngayon is yung motor ko.
Yeah. So hinuhulugan mo pa siya or
Hinuhulugan ko pa siya
okay,
actually.
okay lang yun and naging
But I
issue ba
think
siya or
ayun, hmm,
do you think yun yung
essential
naging issue
naman,
nila or
hindi naman dun. Actually, they supported me with that matter, yung decision making
mhm,
sa pagkuha nun. Actually kasi before, 'di ba, bago magkaroon ng lockdown, sobrang hirap mag-commute going to office.
yeah,
Tapos, sa BGC pa ako. So, ang hirap talaga na manggagaling ka pa sa Antipolo going
mhm,
to BGC. Tapos, pag inabutan ka na ng rush hour, as in, sobrang pahirapan na. So, I decided na kumuha ng motor and they supported me
mhm,
with that decision din naman.
yeah,
And yun, I think yun yung pinaka-expensive so far na
yes.
binili ko para sa sarili ko.
Okay yan, Jid. I mean, akin for me, yung sa'yo, it's just a matter of, shifting your mindset or probably channeling your energies into something else. But, 'di ba, ikaw nga naka-graduate ka, eh, 'di ba? Be proud of yourself. I mean, it starts with your own thoughts.
Mm.
Be
I
your
think
own best.
tama nga din yung sinabi mo na maybe I'm just pressured. Saka yung point mo na sabi mo na, ano yan? About sa poison ba yan?
Yeah.
Your
Sometimes kasi
own
'di ba
poison.
we are our own enemies kasi we usually compare ourselves to others. Like parang especially within your age range, iniisip ko, oh, yung ibang friends ko nakakapag-abroad, no, iba ganito, may napupundar
Mm-mm,
na condo or whatever or nakakagbili ng latest gadget and ako here I am at home and then wala man lang thank you. Sometimes you feel that or parang you overthink dun sa ganung negative emotion.
mm-mm,
And
mm-mm,
it's such a toxic emotion, yung jealousy or yung envy, yung comparing yourself to other people kasi you can never be the best. I mean, you can never be the best son, you can never be the best brother. You can only be yourself. I mean, you can only give what you can to the best of your ability. You can never be
mm-mm,
perfect. So just keep it in mind and don't think about it too much na parang ikaw yung feeling mo you're the worst.
mm-mm,
Okay?
mm-mm. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, if you
Sobrang,
still have other concerns or kung may update ka, just let me know and then we can talk about it some other time and then I'll give you another call. Okay? So
medyo mas gumaan yung feeling.
yeah, kaya mo yan.
Realizing that, yun nga, feeling ko, I'm pressured pero I'm thinking na baka ako lang din yung naglalagay ng pressure sa sarili ko.
Mm. Yes.
And yun, I think yun talaga yung culture natin here in the Philippines na parang yung recognition mostly hindi siya nabibigay kasi parang awkward nga pero I
Diba?
think inside naman siguro
Yeah,
naiisip nila
oo.
yun dun.
Na-appreciate ka nila niyan. And then makita mo yan minsan, sometimes, they cannot express it in words, but, through their actions. Makita mo naman yan
Mm-mm.
na, love can be expressed in so many different ways. And I hope you feel it, within yourself first.
Mm-mm.
Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you, Jid,
Thank you,
and thank you for
MA.
the trust. Thanks for sharing your story.
Thank you.
Okay, guys, so that has been Ask MA the podcast. Thank you so much for being with us. And again, if you want to be part of the show, go ahead and share your stories, ask me some questions or advice. Just message me on my Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram at MA Buendia HD, and I'll give you a call. I love you for listening, and let's talk next time. Bye.